T got two surface area of prism cylinder. This poke boy, huh?
Okay, so the question is, what is the surface area of this cylinder? All you got to do is take your reference sheet. Okay, look for cylinder. That's that shape right there. It says cylinder. And it talks about the surface area. So you're going to look on SA because SA is surface area in my key. SA is equal to 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared, or this one. They're both the same thing. Just depends on which one you want to use. Just make sure you're looking at the key to what these letters or symbols mean. So I'm going to write down the formula. I'm going to use the top one just because that one's easier. 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, so this is my formula. Once I have my formula down, all you have to do is put in the numbers. So SA equals, and I'm going to put parentheses to remind myself that I need to do this multiplication and then add this one. So 2 times 3.14 times the radius. Okay, if you look at the question right here, you see a circle, and they labeled that this whole thing all the way across is 10. Okay, that's the diameter, and we all know that half the diameter, which is the radius, because the radius is from the center to one side. So if the whole thing is 10, then the radius is really 5. So 3.14 times 5 times the height. The height of the cylinder is 3. So times 3 plus 2 times 3.14 times the radius squared. Okay, so again, this is the radius, 5 squared. Surface area equals, take a basic calculator, and all you're going to do is just punch in the numbers. So you're going to go 2 times 3.14 times 5 times 3 equals, and you get 94.2. Okay, and then over here, 2 times 3.14 times 5 squared is 25. 5 squared is like saying 5 times 5. Okay, so 25 equals plus 157. Okay, then SA equals, you have 94.2 plus 157. You're getting 251.2. Okay, surface area, your units are going to be in feet, and because it has to do with area, it's going to be squared. So if it was perimeter, it'll just be what it is. Area is squared and volume is cubed. I just want to show you real quick how to put this in the calculator a little bit faster if you have a scientific calculator. Okay, so if you have a scientific calculator, you can actually put the whole thing in there just the way you see it. So if I say parentheses, okay, so I'm putting this line right here. Parentheses 2 times 3.14 times 5 times 3, close the parentheses, plus open another parentheses, 2 times 3.14 times, and again 5 squared is 25, so 5 squared is going to be 25, and then close the parentheses. So if you look at it, we've simply put in the whole line. You press enter and look, you get the exact same answer. So it's going to save you a little bit time in terms of work. Alright, so 251.2 is my answer. So then I'm going to go ahead and just submit that. And great work, you got that correctly. Alright, on to the next example. Again, still dealing with surface area. So again, take your reference sheet, put it in front of you. This figure doesn't have anything with circles. So it's not this one, it's not this one, and it's not that one. So it's one of these two. Okay, look at this one right here. If you look at this right here, it only has one base, and then it all meets up at one point. Like all the points go up to one point. Look at this right here. Do they all meet up at one point? No, they don't. They would all have to come up to one point. So it's not that one, so it's got to be this. Now, even though it says rectangular prism, okay, it's still a prism, but the base is not a rectangle anymore, so the base doesn't look like a rectangle. It's what? Actually a triangle. Now, very important to note, remember the bases have to be opposite each other, okay, and parallel to each other, and there are only two of them. So you got to find those two in order to know it's a base. And keep in mind, they can trick you by turning the shape. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this out for you just to show you. Let's say I said that this is the base. If I want that, if I'm trying to say that's the base, imagine that on the other side as well. Okay, are those opposite each other? No, they're right next to each other, so that cannot be the base. Okay, well, let me try this right here. Let's say this is the base. Okay, the one across from that is going to be over here like that. Are those opposite and parallel to each other? Yes. So my base is actually the triangle. Okay, so I'm looking for surface area, so find prism, surface area, and I'm going to write down the formula. Only thing is, I'm going to use the bottom one because this top one is just for a rectangle, and it's going to be very difficult to find out what B and H are. But if I use this bottom one, it's easier. So surface area is equal to capital P H plus 2 capital B. All right. I don't know what capital P is. SA equals capital P, no problem. So I'm just going to look up at the key and I see P is the perimeter of the base. Okay, so where P is, I'm going to put the perimeter of the base. So this is the base right here. Now perimeter, remember, is the distance around the shape. So I'm just going to start one point and walk around the shape. So capital P is going to be, that looks like 12, right? Plus 10 plus another 10. That's capital P. So P is equal to 10, 20, 30, 32. So I'm going to put 32 times the height. Okay, the height of the actual prism. So if this is the base, the height is the distance between the two bases. So again, this right here was the base right there, the two bases. So the height is the distance between those two bases. So this is the distance, which is 10. Plus 2 times whatever capital B is. Again, I don't know what capital B is. So I'm going to go up here and look at capital B. B is area of the base. So again, I'm just looking at the base. So ignore everything else and just look at the base. So area, capital B is area of this triangle. Okay, now I don't remember how to do area of a triangle, but no problem because I have a reference sheet. So I go back to area of a triangle, oh, bam. A equals 1/2 BH. So area equals 1/2 B times H. So area of this triangle is 1/2 times the base of the triangle. Okay, now remember, base and height have to make that 90 degree, because you remember when you go to the doctor, you cannot slant, you have to stand straight up. So I'm going to have to look at this triangle. Okay, so this is a triangle like this, and it says 10, 10, 12, and then I see this line in the middle here, and that one says 8. Okay, so this is my base, and here's my height because it has to make that 90. So 1/2 times the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 8. So area of my triangle, which is capital B, is equal to 1/2 times 12 is 6, and then 6 times 8 is 48. If I just punch in the calculator. So 2 times 48. Once I have it right here, you just simply punch in the calculator. 32 times 10 is 320, plus 2 times 48 is 96, I want to say. 96. Okay, and punch that into the calculator. So 96 plus 320 equals 416. Okay, and my units are millimeters. Again, because it is area, it is always going to be squared. Fantastic. All right, this example, I'm going to teach you how to do this a lot faster with that scientific calculator. Okay, so first thing you do is, of course, surface area. Take your reference sheet out. You're looking for surface area of this little shape thing. It's not any of the circles. The points don't meet up at one point. It has got to be a prism. So you write down the formula, which is PH plus 2B. All right, so surface area equals PH plus 2B. Okay, all I'm going to do is put it in my numbers and put them straight in the calculator. So surface area equals, the perimeter is the distance around it. Okay, so I'm going to do parentheses, and I'm going to say 6 plus 5 plus 5, that's 10, 16, times the height between, again, the two bases. Okay, the height is 12, plus 2 times the area of the base. Okay, so again, here's the base, the area is the base of it, and the vertical height. Okay, so 2 times 1/2 times 6 is the base times the height of just the base is 4. And again, this is just the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, then I'm just going to teach you how to put it completely in the calculator so that this doesn't take you too much time. So you're going to take open parentheses and go 16 times 12, close parentheses, add, open parentheses, 2 times 1/2, which is 0.5, times 6 times 4, close the parentheses, press enter, and you have 216. So your surface area is equal to 216. Alright, so punch in 216 in the computer, press enter, terrific. Okay, so once you get after 60, the questions are going to change in where you're not actually finding the surface area, but they're going to ask you to find the height, the radius, the base, the width, or the length. Okay, so again, the procedure is still the same. You're looking for surface area, or rather, you're dealing with surface area of a cylinder. So you find your shape, there it is, cylinder, and you're looking at surface area. Okay, so I'm going to write the formula down as usual. SA equals 2 times pi times radius times the height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're just going to put in the information that you know. Okay, only this time it's going to end up being an equation. So they tell you in the problem, they already tell you the surface area of the cylinder is this. So where I see surface area, I can now replace it with this number because that's what it is. 0.4 equals, and then again, just like normal, put in all the numbers that you know. 2 times pi is 3.14. Do I know the radius? I do. Here's the radius. It's 11. Do I know the height? No, I don't. Okay, so the height, I'm just going to leave it as h. Close parentheses, plus, open parentheses, 2 times pi, 3.14, times the radius. Again, the radius is 11 squared, so it's like 11 times 11. Or you can write it down as 11 squared, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to write it down as 11 times 11 because then we can just put it all in the calculator at the same time. Okay, so then bring everything down. Let's try and simplify this a little bit. 272.4 equals. Let me go ahead and combine all these terms together. So I have 2 times 3.14 times 11 equals 69.08. and h, because times are h, right? Plus, combine all these numbers together, we have 2 times 3.14 times 11 times 11 equals. So that number is 759.88. Okay, well, what does that look like to you? It's just a simple equation. I want to get h completely by itself. So what's bothering h? This number here and this number first. So we have to undo addition. So I'm going to move this to the other side, or you can just think of it subtracted from both sides, whatever you want to do. Move it to the other side. It's going to be minus 759.88. Now that has completely gone away. Okay, so in your calculator, you're just going to go 2072.4 minus 759.88 equals. Okay, so 131.2.52 equals, and then bring it down. You have 69.08 h. Well, how do you get rid of that number? It's multiplication, so we're going to have to divide both sides by 69.08. 69.08. Over here, they're going to cancel. Just going to leave h. And on this side, you're going to have 131.52 divided by 69.08 equals 19. So I get h is 19. Now, if I want to check it, because I'm already on 64 and I don't want to get this wrong, I'm going to check this work. So I'm going to say, I know what h is. H is 19. Okay, so now I'm going to put 19 over here. And this is only because I don't want to get it wrong on IXL. Okay, put 19. Erase everything back to the formula. Okay, now pretend like it's the questions we were just doing before. We're going to put in 19. We're going to pretend I don't know the surface area. And if we get the surface area to be the same, then you have it correct. So 2072.4. If I get this side to be this side, I know I'm right. So 2 times 3.14 times the radius, which is 11, times height, which is 19, plus 2 times 3.14 times 11 squared, which is 11 times 11. Okay, just punch that all in the calculator. So 2 times 3.14 times 11 times 19 equals 1312.52 plus, okay, Okay, then you do this side as well. 2 times 3.14 times 11. Oops. 2 times 3.14 times 11 times 11. Alright, so you get 759.88. Add these two up, and if they're equal to 72.4, then you're right. So plus 1312.52 equals 2072.4, which is right. Okay, you don't have to do that. I'm trying to help you out so that you don't fall lower than that 62. So you could just stop at finding the H and get and put it in there and take the chance, or you could plug it in and see if you are actually correct. So it's totally up to you. Keep it up. Okay, so this is pretty much how you do all the problems. Same thing with this. I mean, this time instead of finding H, you're finding a prism one. So again, take out the formula sheet, and you're looking for a prism. It's actually a rectangular prism. For surface area, it's right there. 2 times. Actually, I'm just going to use the bottom one because I like the bottom one. But you can use the top one as well. But you can use whichever one you like. So SA is equal to PH plus 2B. Surface area equals the perimeter of the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to just draw out what I'm doing. So, or actually, you can use the top. It's going to be the absolute same thing, whichever one you prefer. So I'll stick to this one since I've already done this one. Capital P, so perimeter is 6 plus 6 is 12. So P is 12 plus, and then I have P, and I have another P, so P plus P. So 12 plus 2P. That's my perimeter. So 12 plus 2P times the height of the thing, which is 10, plus 2 times the area of the base. Area of a parallelogram is just base times height, so 6 times P. Alright, so again, remember, it's the whole perimeter multiplied by the height. So I got to do this first and then do multiply by the height. So I'm just going to open my house real quick and get 120 plus 20P plus, and 2 times 6P is 12P. Okay, alright. Oh, they gave us the surface area is 216, so instead of having surface area here, I'm going to write 216. Okay, again, it's just an equation. Let's move 120 here. It's going to become minus 120. That goes away. So 6 minus 0 is 6. 11 minus 2 is 9. Okay, equals 20 plus 12P. 20P plus 12P is 32P. Divide both sides by 32. So P is equal to 96 divided by 32, 3. Okay, again, you can plug it back in and check it just to make sure. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to show you how to use the other formula too, just in case that one was a little bit confusing to you. So surface area is equal to 2BH plus 2BW plus 2HW. Again, same thing, just put in numbers. So surface area is 216 equals 2 times B. Okay, so I'm just going to label what this is so I don't have to look. If I say my base is 6, my height, the height of the thing is 10, and my width is P. So that way I don't have to look at the picture. So 2 times B, which is 6, times H, which is 10, plus 2 times B, which is 6, times W, which is P, plus 2 times H, which is 10, times W, which is P, close parentheses. Okay, then go ahead and just open or combine the like terms. 2 times 6 times 10. 2 times 6 is 12, times 10 is 120, plus 2 times 6 is 12, times P is 12P, plus 2 times 10 is 20, times P is 20P. Okay, again, I'm going to take 120 to the other side, so minus 120. This goes away, so 696 equals 12 plus 20 is going to be 32. P divided by 32 divided by 32. P is equal to, again, 3. So do you see how it's exactly the same formula? It's just different work. Pick the one you like and go with that.